This is Matrixlord212. It is morning time. And of course, my hair is undone. I got my pajamas on. I'm having toast and coffee and looking on YouTube videos, some stuff that you guys have sent to me. Also, just scouring for news today and just looking about comic book stuff and stuff on James Bond and videos on that. Damn. So, yeah, we're going to have a great James Bond cast later. So I definitely, am really invested into bringing back the Bond cast, not only just for reviewing Bond movies, but the whole Bond world in general, what's going on with Bond 25, and this whole 007 as an African American female type of thing. That is going to be a big, big discussion. Okay, so I can't wait to talk about that. There's also stuff going on comic book wise that I'm going to be talking, and I'm probably going to bring back the podcast concerning the comic books. Not sure if I'm going to change the name or what I'm going to do with that yet, but comics has been a big part of my life, and I've always wanted to really showcase that. And we haven't had luck lately with the casts for the comic books, but I really am not giving up on that. So just like, some of you fans and subscribers love me playing video games, I haven't given up on that either. It's just that I don't have the necessary equipment to make that a complete success. I don't have a PlayStation camera. I don't have a memory because I'm running out of memory, so I can't really utilize the PlayStation 4 to the highest capabilities. And I don't have like a new microphone and with the YouTube. So like there's a lot of things I really want to work on for this hobby with my YouTube channel. But again, there's other stuff too. Like, I'm busy. I'm running around doing things. I'm working on a new book too in my spare time, which is another hobby, which, it's good to have hobbies. And that's what I do. I have my YouTube hobby. I have my writing books hobby, gaming, all that stuff that I try to showcase, every aspect of my life with that, with my hobbies and stuff. So you get to see the overall picture of what makes me Matrixlord212. What do I like to do? Okay? I like to traveling around too, and I'm going to start doing that more also. So I'm just planning ahead. I mean, there's anniversary cast for the Real Hoovines cast coming up. We got the anniversary of the Everything show on the 26th coming up, which is going to be a week-long celebration. There's going to be anniversary cast for the horror cast and Topic Wonders, and just about all the casts that we have is going to have an anniversary cast at some point, like anniversary number, so to speak. Topic Wonders, lately we've been doing a lot of those, and that's going to reach its 100th cast probably within the next 2 months. And the horror cast is going to reach a milestone, and of course the Real Hoovines cast is going to reach 1,600. And the rate we're going with the Everything show, that it'll probably by December that will be 2,500th episode, I would think, because we do a lot of those. So I try to give you guys different things that you like on this channel. You like me doing single videos, you like me walking around, you like me doing podcasts, you like me doing gaming, you like me doing comic book reviews, you like me doing podcasts on comics, podcasts on real life topics, and again, while the channel hasn't been like it used to be where I used to be able to upload more videos, I'm still going to try to utilize whatever time I have available to making this channel a success. Also going to try to do stuff with Instagram and different platforms to try to boost the channel like never before. Okay? A lot of my time lately is invested in my new book, which does take away from the YouTube channel, and I do apologize about that. But it's like, when you have a limited amount of time, you have to basically measure where you're going to spend your time. And me getting this book done is very important to me. So, I'm not going to end the YouTube thing. I'm going to always do YouTube. And at some point in time, I'm going to do more videos. It's like spontaneous. It could happen in a week or whatever. So just like and subscribe. Notifications on if you want. Comment, and comments are welcomed because they could also bring about new casts. Because if people want us to talk about certain things, which you guys have sent stuff, you want us to talk about these topics with the bagel guy and the Spider-Man statue and all these different things going on, we are doing that. So that's basically created an influx for the Topic Wonders cast, where now we have been doing more of those lately. And also the horror cast is like, I have to review some horror movies, which I know I haven't been going to the movies as much. Again, busy doing this book and busy running around doing, real life stuff, which I try to keep separate from here because, I don't need to know anybody know what I'm doing, So, it's just that it's like basically you have to balance time. And I don't, like, when I do videos, I'm not like other YouTubers. Like, if it's early in the morning and I look like crap, that's the way I look. I'm not going to start putting on, like, makeup, and I don't wear makeup, but I'm not going to, like, start, like, getting, like, friggin' the hair groomed like that. Look, I woke up having toast, having coffee. This is what you see. You don't like this face? Oh, well, I'm being real. You know what? Whatever way I look later, maybe I look, who cares? This is like not for the cameras. I'm not faking it for the camera. So if I look like crap this morning, oh well, I'm relaxed. That's what I'm doing. And I'm just, it's amazing. Like, I've been watching these videos. This was sent to me about this whole James Bond thing. And I'm going to save it for the Bond cast. But it's really interesting what a lot of people have to say, too. Like, so that's a topic. There's also the topic about the comic book stores, which, I definitely want to cover this about. I mean, we have covered stuff about the conventions before with the high-priced autographs and stuff like that. But I really want to cover the future of the comic book stores because, to me, I love going into the comic book stores. Now, I'm lucky that I live like blocks away from one where I could just basically go in there all the time, buy some stuff, and if I want to like spread out and buy some stuff every day or once I like to spread it out so that way I go there, I get something, So to me, comic book stores like are very important. It means the world to me that you have to have that as part of culture. And the way it is now, it's like comic books you have comics that are every other week. So in other words, instead of just Amazing Spider-Man being once a month, it's twice a month. And in some cases, they make more Spider-Man titles. And in some cases, they make those Spider-Man titles bi-weekly. And then you do the specials, and then you do the $1 comics that remind you of the past. So you have a whole, like, say, Spider-Man genre expanded. And it's not just Spider-Man comic. You have Ghost Spider, which is Gwen Stacy from an alternate reality. You have Superior Spider-Man, which is Otto Octavius, Dr. Octopus in a clone body that has Spider-Man powers, mixture of Peter Parker and Doc Ock body. You have Miles Morales, which was from another reality. You have Life Story, which is another reality where he ages normally as if like real time, which I'm not really a fan of that. But then there's Symbiote Spider-Man by Peter David, which is like a prequel comic of when Spider-Man had the symbiote and when he was going out with Black Cat. And it's like a whole different world, and I love that book. So, but the problem is that they're doing so many books that other books that maybe not Spider-Man related are getting like overlooked and tossed out. And these kids don't have the allowance, the money to buy these books. These books are $4. When they come out, they're $5 or $6. When Spider-Man had a double size or whatever recently, 25, it was $8. Just imagine like a kid getting allowance, and you know, you get $8 and you have one comic book. Now, of course, what's happening is these kids are not buying the comic. They're seeing if they can get it for free online, and they're going and they're buying, putting it towards a video game, or putting it going to the movies. I mean, you could still go to the movies for $6, or $7 or whatever, like, or even $8. So like, would you go see a whole movie? Or would you get one comic book? It's like, and that's the problem. It's like then they make variant covers where, you have to get all these wonderful covers. But the problem is, yes, the covers are nice, but is the inside worthy of having variant covers? What if the story is garbage? And I think at this point in time, say with Marvel, they don't care. They just want to do variant covers. In some cases, the comic book is garbage. Not that good. And it doesn't even deserve a variant covers. So now every comic just about has variant covers. And it's not even used for special events either, like a 100th issue, a 50th issue, a 25th issue. Every single Spider-Man number 5, Spider-Man number 26, 27, 28 will have like tons of variant covers. Because what's happening is the market is shrinking. Less and less people are getting comic books. So they figure the way to do this is not to cut back, but to expand, to double, triple the amount of comic books, the variant covers, the gimmicks, so that way they hold on to that market. And in a sense, Marvel is beating the crap out of DC because DC is cutting back now. Now they're not doing like bi-weekly, and they're cutting back from 52 to 50, and even more so. And even Marvel was trying to do this experiment where, what if they have like other companies do their books, which I honestly think is a failure because they can't get the books out on time, these other comic companies. So when you have a Kitty Spider-Man book, I don't know if it's for IDW or whatever, while it's cool, it's a different universe, they can't get it on time. And you have to wait, and it's delayed, and this and that. And that's never going to replace, it should never replace Marvel Comics in general, and just where they're going to license out their characters and make it comic books because they're not going to have their own office. So Marvel Comics has to always remain there. I think DC should always remain too, but I think they need to stop pissing off their audience, and they need to basically like reevaluate everything. Because even if you have like, if you're having big crossover like War of the Realms, you know what? Maybe you need to give like the kids a break money wise, because then they're jumping into the X-Men, House of X, and whatever, and then you're jumping into Absolute Carnage, then you're jumping into the December thing, and while those are going on, those 4 big crossovers, you have like micro crossovers or micro events where like all the heroes are going to have some type of virus, and then you're going to have like, there's just too much crap going on at the same time. You're starting to lose your audience, and Marvel just flooding the market. Of course, they're going to be number one. Even if some of the stuff is terrible, they have so many books out there, which I love Marvel. I'm a Marvel guy, don't get me wrong. But I just feel that, there's going to be a time, unfortunately, where there's not going to be comic books because they're killing the market. And I say this, I call it the dark age of comics. Not that comics are like bad or anything, but they're flooding the market so much that they're killing the market. And it's the beginning of the dark age of comics. It's been the beginning, like the beginning stages of dark ages of comics. And then you have to wonder, well, how could these comic book stores survive if they're not selling comics? I mean, do they sell T-shirts? Do they sell cups? Do they sell video games? Do they sell merchandise? But then if you do that stuff, do you become like a KB Toys or a Toys R Us? And you kind of lose sense of your original model. But you know what it is? People have to change their business model, because if the company's dying, you need to do what you can to make it survive, but also uphold your principles and the type of style that you want. So if you're a comic book store, you have to have comic book related stuff if you don't have as many comics and toys and stuff. And we've had that. We have some places that have more toys and more, accessories and stuff like that and different things than comics, but they're a comic book store, and that's fine. But like, that's the whole thing, is like, I don't want that to end. Just like I don't want GameStop to end. I want there always to be a GameStop. And I'm not just saying that because I worked there back in the day. And it's one thing to work there and have an issue with the company or not, but then as a fan and going there, and I'm talking as a fan, that I would like to have a GameStop where you could just go in there, or a comic book store you go in there. I miss the days when we had like the record stores. It's gone. It's the a lot of the toy stores gone. It's you know, I used to go to Saturday matinee. You know, there's like just so many different stuff I love to go to, and now like they're all going away. I mean, like Sears is done, and I used to like going to Sears. So I, get some polo shirts or get some electronics or some whatever. J.C. Penney's is there, but they're not doing too well. Like Macy's is not too. All these retail stores are starting to crumble, and then you're getting weird things coming, like being created that is just trying to be new age, whatever, and trying to capture the stuff that you like, but with a twist. Like you got a variation of GameStop with Think Geek, and while that stuff is cool, then some of the stuff it's like it caters to things, but it doesn't cater to everything. So there's there's going to be a lot of new companies coming from the ashes of these old companies. And, I want to like focus on that on YouTube too. I want to show, the structure, the change. Just like Staten Island Mall. I love Staten Island Mall. And I actually like the way it is now, like the way it's expanded. It's beautiful. It's got a movie theater. It's got all these different things. It just needs a little more like stuff like stores like we used to have that I used to love, and I feel like we're losing some of that stuff, So, and I do want to do videos on Staten Island too. I'm all over the place. I've been planning, like, you'd be like, well, why didn't you do videos all day? Well, all day yesterday, I'm like writing, and I'm out, and then I'm not out. And when I'm in, I'm actually planning my whole book series, and I'm like writing this and doing this and planning this, calling this person. Look, here's the thing. I don't stand still. So I'm going to be even if I didn't have the money to do the book, I'm going to like plan stuff out for when I do have the money. And I'm like starting to have conference calls with the publisher and trying to build a team, and then looking about, they did an article for the magazine. That's great. And then, securing the domain name and all these different things. And I'm like planning. I'm not just sitting back and like giving up with defeat. And I'm also trying to find a way to, be able to do the stuff I used to do, So I'm planning, and I'm like, even though I don't have the money to do it, I have up to over 20 books planned. Like I'm up to book 13. So this is like my life goals for the future. Like, whether you love me as Matrixlord212, whether you love me as a published author, whatever, what I believe inside of me, I'm going to do what I want to do. And I really want to do books, and that's always going to be in the background. I really love YouTube, and probably that's always going to be in the background. And that's what makes me, me. And video games, too, have been back in my life, that I'm going to be doing those also. So eventually I want to evolve, sure. Eventually I want to do a screenplay and do this and do that and advance my craft. But I'm not ready for that. And when you're not ready. So, like, me doing these books have been an evolution and evolving. And, there are books that have been big, and there are books that have been small, and then there are books that have been medium, and then there's books that have been poetry, and then been sci-fi and different things, and like a little bit of sci-fi, mixture of poetry, and it's all changing. Like there will be a book that will be no poetry, and it will just be fiction and sci-fi. There's going to be a point in time that, because I like horror stuff, I'm going to write horror stuff. I think Joy said to me at Hypnotronic Comics, why don't I write like horror stuff? I like horror stuff. Why don't you write a horror book? Vampires, this, that, something, whatever. Something new, something fresh. It's in here. It's just what I'm in the mood to do now, right? And the mood I'm in is trying to get this 13th book done while writing the 14th book. Now, I have a whole bunch of books planned. I have a whole bunch of series planned. And whatever my mood is reflects what book gets done. So if I have a book series called Sorrow Separation, which deals with sadness, but yet the character trying to come out of the sadness and depression for a better life, then I'm going to write an edition for that. If I'm super friggin' happy, like I was, and then I am again now, like, and again, it has nothing to do with like why I'm happy, whatever causes that, but that makes me write differently. And then I'll do a Tomorrow Song series, which basically represents like happiness, better life for the character. And then there'll be angry books, and then there'll be, then I'll start doing horror stuff and things, and whatever. It's like, but right now, like, I'm focused on sorrow books, tomorrow books, and the beginning books for the third branched franchise of my books, which will focus mainly on the villain of my books, the time traveler. So I am all over the place, and I have notebooks of plans, and little by little, every year, pages get accomplished. Pages get accomplished. I never stop dreaming and planning, because the thing is that eventually you'll get stuff done. And while I have so many different plans, little by little, they're getting accomplished. And you could say, what have you accomplished? Well, to me, I did what I set out to do. I did 9 books in the Sorrow series. I did that. I did 3 books in the Tomorrow series. And I'm still young. I'm not old, like these face apps. That's driving me nuts lately. I think Chameleon Tours put me on face app. I almost choked when I saw a picture. But, you have plans and you check them off when they're done, And I keep checking things off. Not as fast as I used to, and I know this is a deep, deep video. This is a long video. I don't know if you want to sit here, listen to me, without my cast members, by myself for 21 minutes. We're at 21 minutes, 28 seconds. So it's going to be more than that. So, I have crazy plans. Now, again, things could escalate the plans. Of course, something could happen. Come into money, boom, publish. Done. I even had a plan, back in the day, that if I was financially set, I'd be visiting all my cast members. That's totally not happening now. Because you can't do everything. So I am not traveling anywhere right now. So that's not happening. Hopefully in the future. Then, of course, I have stupid things in my head, too. Oh, maybe I want to learn karate. I was, my friend Mr. Ben was going to, fly in like a friggin' trainer who would have been like Karate Kid, but adult. For me. These things are in my head. I always wanted to learn karate. I wanted to learn kung fu. Yeah, me at this age. Going to become like a master, a black belt. Like Sharon, she knows her martial arts. It's it's the Karate Kid dream when I was a kid. We lifted the hands up and do the kick. I always want to do that. I'm I want to learn karate. That could happen one day. I'm laughing. I'm almost tearing up because it's hysterical. I pass it by. I'm I want to learn. I could do that. Why can't I do that? I am Matrixlord212. I can do anything. No, I don't have an ego. I'm just joking. But yeah, imagine me doing karate and videos about that. The karate guy. You don't understand the stuff in my head half the times. It's such crazy shit. I'm sorry I curse, but, listen, you gotta love life. You gotta, live it. Whatever makes you friggin' happy. Whatever floats your boat. Just friggin' enjoy it. Don't take things too seriously. And, of course, things that are just ridiculous, we'll promote that on YouTube, too. We'll talk about how ridiculous this stuff is, like the Bond situation. But you gotta have fun. And that's the overall message for this video. Having fun, enjoying life. And this has been a long video, so I hope you enjoy it. Have a great day. It is, what is it, July 18th now? It's Thursday. I don't even have my watch on. I'm not even prepared. Don't even know what it's like outside. It was raining like crazy yesterday. Massive storm. And then I was like, come on, end already so I could do a cast or something. Me and Scott are doing casts well after midnight, a little deep. And I was like, I just got to get a cast in there too, whatever. And then I couldn't even sleep. Then it was because I'm up, I got hungry at 3 in the morning. And I'm great. I was trying to sleep. I had to have something quick, and then I went to bed. It was messed up my whole morning too, eating-wise. But that's my ailments. Oh, well. All right, guys. Have a great day. Again, take care. Bye for now.